Hiya! So if you've been following along with the Prolific knit along, you will be at the stage of the linen stitch. Or if you just want to know how to knit the linen stitch, we'll go through it today. This is the effect of the linen stitch. I love this pattern. And then on the back, and it's quite a flat stitch, but equally it's not overly stretchy, but it feels absolutely lovely. So let's get started on casting on. So to knit the linen stitch, I am going to cast on an even number of stitches and also an edge stitch on either side. If you're going to do it in two colours, I would suggest casting on in, say, colour B and then working your first 2 rows in colour A. If you are going to be working it with a single colour, that's fine, you can just go straight into casting on. So, as I said, I'm going to attach my next colour. I would usually attach a new colour like this using the Russian join. I'll just do it with a knot for now. So what we're going to do for linen stitch, I'm going to knit my edge stitch as normal. And then the repeat across the row, it's a 2-stitch repeat. So it's knit 1, and then with yarn in front, so we're bringing our yarn to the front of our work, slip 1 purlwise, and then take the yarn back with yarn in back. So it's knit 1, yarn forward, slip 1, yarn back. And you just repeat that to the last stitch, which will be my edge stitch. And as we slip the stitch, we're putting a little tiny bar across the bottom of the slipped stitch. And then slip it, yarn back, and then I'm just going to knit my edge stitch. So on the return row, I'm going to knit the edge stitch. Then every stitch that wasn't worked on the previous row is now going to be worked. So all the orange stitches are now going to be worked. So I'm going to bring my yarn forward and I'm going to purl 1, and then take my yarn back with yarn in back, slip 1, and then bring the yarn forward with yarn in front. So it's purl 1, take the yarn back, slip 1, and bring the yarn back to working position for your purl stitch. So we're making another little bar across the bottom of our blue slipped stitches on this row. It is important to keep your tension quite loose. It doesn't need to be too loose, but just remember those slip stitches have got floats going across them. So I'm going to knit my last stitch. If I was going to purl it, I'd bring the yarn forwards, but I'm not, I'm just going to knit it. So I'll keep the yarn in the back, and as I knit it, it'll make a little bar. So that is the basic instructions for linen stitch. If you just want to do 1 colour, just go away with it now. If you want to do 2 colour, you're going to work those 2 rows again in your second colour. So it's knit the edge stitch, and then the pattern as before, knit 1, bring the yarn forward, slip, and knit 1, and you can already see it starting to make a fun little effect on the stitches. So this is my third repeat of the 4 rows. It's not an overly quick stitch to work, only because in reality for you to work 1 whole row you're actually having to work 2, but the effect of it is so beautiful, it's worth it. To my last stitch and knit 1. Oops. So as you can see, I've done a few repeats here, and it is absolutely gorgeous. As I say, it takes longer to knit, but it is really, really worth it. And you can kind of see that you get this fun little zigzag of colour. I hope you have found this video helpful, and I will see you again next Monday. Happy crafting! Bye!